Scrolling Sword, welcome back. We just read Ephesians 4 through 6. I want to look at Ephesians 4, 11 through 16. We see Paul connecting unity to maturity. Like some of these people in Ephesus need to grow up, and he's saying, how do you do that? You unite. And really meaning like the goal of spiritual gifts, it's not platform, it's not pulpits, it's not attention, it's not a personality-driven ministry. The goal is a church that grows up into Christ. And in Ephesians 4, Christ gives leaders to the church to what? To equip the saints for the work of ministry, which really means ministry was never meant to be limited to people on the platform. The word equip actually carries the idea of preparing, restoring, or making something ready for its what? Its purpose. And Paul says maturity keeps the church from being like tossed around from false teaching, which means shallow faith is not just immature, it is vulnerable. Pastor Mark, he taught me back in the day, decades ago, he started to teach me how to preach. I would watch him preach the word. I'd go into ministerial classes with him, and he'd talk about preaching the word. He taught me how to preach the word. So blame him, by the way. Love you, Pops. But then one day he let me preach to the adults, because I wasn't just called to learn how to preach. I wasn't just called to let him preach to me. I was called to preach for myself, and he knew that. And basically what he was saying, hey, if you're called, you actually got to do it. If your faith only grows when somebody else feeds you, when somebody else does it for you, you're not mature yet. You're just a little baby Christian. So we got to ask ourselves, have we been consuming ministry instead of being equipped for ministry? You should really notice where dependency has felt safer than growth, because maturity usually requires, actually, and it always requires responsibility. So we got to let Christ grow you from spectator to servant. God does not just want you inspired, he wants you equipped. I pray that you enjoyed the book of Ephesus. Love y'all. See you in the discussion room.